aircraft or objects in military-controlled training areas and training ranges. Since the early 2000s, we have seen an increasing number of unauthorized and or unidentified aircraft or objects in military-controlled training areas and training ranges and other designated airspace. Reports of sightings are frequent and continuing. Since the early 2000s, we have seen an increasing number of unauthorized and or unidentified aircraft or objects in military-controlled training areas and training ranges and other designated airspace.
Now, these people scared to death, man. They scared to death. And the scriptures and the prophets seen the fear that was in their heart. The prophets were shown visions of these ruling elites that's controlling everything, controlling information through propaganda, misinformation, brainwashing the public, mass hypnotism. See, this is how they control the masses, and they critique the information that they're going to let be disseminated through the community. If regular people try to report certain things, it'll be swept under the rug, but it's becoming so frequent that they scared to death. So when you go into Jeremiah, it breaks it down for you. Jeremiah, I'm going to start with Jeremiah 49, verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus says the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? So these individuals that's running American, the powers of the world, because America is the greatest power, they have the greatest military, they're the richest nation. They have 800 military bases out of the 840, 50 something that they got around the world. They create all the guns, bullets, weapons, artillery, bioweapons through the CDC and other bases that they have around the world. They have scientific labs where they create weapons. These individuals are the elites of this world, but they not wise, and the wisdom is suddenly vanishing from them on the stuff that they created, because they was blessed with the sword. Let's get that real quick. Genesis 27 and 40. It was blessed with making weapons. It says, and by thy sword thou shalt live. Now this is Esau after crying to his father. His father said, you're going to be blessed by the sword. You're going to be able to create weapons and have a military that's going to be undefeatable. And it says, and it shall come to pass when thou have the dominion, the rulership. They're going to be ruling by the sword. Let's just get that foundation real quick. Revelation 6 and 4 talk about them also. It says, and there went out another horse that was red. Edom means red. And power was given unto him. See, that military power to take, that he shall thereon take peace from the earth. They shall kill one another. World War I, World War II, all the wars that's been going on. They've been at war, especially America, for 93% of the time that they since 1776. And then the scriptures say, and there was given unto him a great sword. See, a great military, great weaponry, great ways to fight their adversaries, to be able to have the rulership. Now let's go back to Jeremiah. So that's the wisdom is starting to vanish from these people. Why is the wisdom vanishing? Because look at verse 16 and say, thy terribleness, what the military have deceived thee, and the pride of your heart. See, the great military is deceived the Edomite. They thinking that they was going to pretty much rule forever because of their military. Who can defeat them? That's what it says in Obadiah. Who's going to bring us down? See, they in 16 and don't say it in this verse. Let's go ahead and get Obadiah because that's the understanding of how they thinking. It's all about their thinking. How is these elites thinking? Okay, I said Obadiah, verse 3, it say, thy pride have deceived thee, thou that dwell in the clefts of the rock. See, they were the original cavemen, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So they in rulership and they saying, who can defeat us? That's why in Revelation 13, verse 4, I think it say, who can war with the beast? See, nobody can war with these elites that's running the system. Now when you go back to Jeremiah, Salakia, get this real quick. Jeremiah 49, because this is the end of Jeremiah's book. And mind you, Jeremiah wrote a lot. Chronicles, Kings. He was doing a lot of writing. Now let's get verse 22 because it's going to show you something about these elites. It says, behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle and spread his wings over Basra. See, this is what's going to make their heart and put their heart in fear. Because not no other nation going to put their heart in fear. Putin is saying whatever he's saying, and they not scared. They still prideful. They still so prideful that they think they can defeat him. And he one of their brethren. He just a cousin to them. See, that's why you had Teman and Edom in the same sentence. See, he is connected to Teman. Teman is just a tribe, like Amalek is a tribe of the children of Esau. So they just different. They just different brothers, pretty much. But when it say he's gonna spread his wings over Basra, that's what is being done. See, these wings is being spread over Basra. They flying like eagles all around. See, ready to prey or be a predator to the prey. And the prey is the one who's ruling all the nations, the nation of Edom. Look at what it says. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pain. You see, they see that these UFO'S or the chariots of Israel is flying all around under the command of Yahweh Shah, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. And Yahweh, who they ignorantly call God, he sending his son down here to battle with these elites that got their heart as the heart of God, or the mind as the mind of God. They thinking they the ultimate power. Now in Luke 21, he said when he come back, this is what's going to be happening. He said men's heart. What men's heart? The hearts of the mighty men of Edom, the military men of Edom, 'Cause that's who was on the video, the Navy, man. They doing all types of research, and they saying, coming out with the facts. This is, and really they letting the other nations know this is what's going on in where the battleground is gonna be at, because they know Basra is talking about America. So they letting it be known to these other elites in the world, other kings of the earth, that your time is running short, because he already spreading his wings over Basra. They flying all around. It says, men's hearts fell in them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. See, they keep looking at these unidentified objects, as they call them, flying all over the earth and mainly over America, and they saying our world is finna come to an end. Cause he say once he gonna spread his wings over our countries or our area, our stronghold. That's another thing. The nuclear war sites, the UFO post up all the time. That's why he said they could show up frequently. They've been frequently showing up at these nuclear war sites, nuclear weapon sites, because they keep them at certain areas, and the UFOs show up there and monitor what these people doing. Sometimes they shut down the electricity or all of the system, and they shut them down, and the people ain't got no control over it, and then they let it come back on. So they know they being monitored by these UFOs closely. Now, when you go into what is it? We did. Oh, let's get Habakkuk. Habakkuk 3, I think the 16th verse. Now, mind you, Habakkuk is about these Edomites, the elites that's ruling the country. That's ruling the world. Say God came from Teman. So Teman is the wise men of the nation of Edom, or the wise tribe of the nation of Edom. Then when you get to verse 16, it's going to let you know what's going to happen. He said, and I'm going to start in the middle, that I might rest in the day of trouble when he cometh up upon the people. See, he going to spread his wings over Basra. He will invade them with his troops. See, the UFOs is his troops. They're going to have an aerial, or it's going to be an aerial attack. And nobody going to be able to defeat these UFOs. Look at what they call him in verse 8. It said, was he displeased against the rivers? Was his anger against the rivers? Was his wrath against the sea, that thou did ride upon the horses and the chariots of salvation? See, those UFOs are the chariots of salvation. They are the army of the Lord. That's why they call him the Lord of hosts, meaning hosts mean army, or his angels that's going to fight for him. And so let's go back to Luke. Luke give a little bit more. It says, men's heart fell in them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. See, they seeing through their radars in the Navy and these airplanes. They seeing clearly that these things do exist. And then look at 24. 24 is really what the thing is all about. It's saying they shall fall by the edge of the sword and be led away captives into all nations. The Israelites gonna go into slavery, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down the Gentiles. The Gentiles is gonna be in rulership. They're gonna take down the Israelites until, see, it's gonna be an end, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled, until the end of the Gentile rulership. See, the end of it is going to be when they gonna see the armies of the heavens coming down, visiting them, getting ready to take over. Look at Revelations again, 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, that ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you. See, they're not gonna be flying around in the sky anymore. They satellites gonna get pretty much destroyed. It says, for the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, knowing that he have but a short time. And so their kingdom is falling, first of all. So they know they got a short time. That means their kingdom is falling down to the ground. Plus, they seeing the UFO'S flying around. So they having great wrath because they know now, oh, our time is up. It's our time to rule is over. So we need to do something fast. But in the midst of that, they've scared the devil. Look at 12. It says in verse 11, Revelation 11:11, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. See, all of this happening at the same time. The Israelites waking up, and the UFOs is increasing. I was on the street, and I see the police all over the place. The police in the road, they're in the corner stores, they all over the place. And right above them was the UFO. See, the angels are making things happen on the earth. The angels are helping orchestrate the situation that's going on the earth. That's why you see on the nuclear war sites, they there. When they go into outer space, they there. They always lurking and monitoring what's going on the earth.
One of my mission assignments, I observed an 8 to 9 foot tall bear. On one of my mission assignments, I observed an 8 to 9 foot tall entity. I will not call it an alien because I can't prove that. But 8 to 9 foot tall anything inside the space shuttle that was built for only people 6 foot or under is something to question. I did see an alien craft hovering behind the space shuttle OMS pods. That's the area of their main engines in the rear. My friend in California, who has passed away now, contacted me and told me that he had another person that observed an 8 to 9 foot tall entity during another mission of a space shuttle.
See, these individuals been got the records of what's going on, and they know that they being monitored. Now, when you go to Wisdom of Solomon, he prophesied about this situation because they know what's going to go down. It says, verse 1, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, see, what are they seeing? What are they seeing? They seeing the UFOs, the chariots of salvation. They know these are the chariots of salvation. Because they was in fear when they saw the Israelites stand up. Ezekiel 37:10 say they gonna be in fear also when they see this army of people saying that they from the same bloodline. See, because they say, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. See, they seen these people stand in great boldness as an army. You got one of the camp walking around the streets with garments on, marching through the streets like an army. Even though their doctrine ain't all the way correct, but they still showing the elites and the kings of the earth that's following the elites lead. They showing them that this army is strutting the streets in the city that's spiritually Sodom and spiritually Egypt. in this great city that we making all this money off of, the great city Babylon the Great, these people done stood up upon their feet with great boldness and walking through the streets when they used to hold their head down and say, yes, sir, master. It says, verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. See, these people are scared to death. Scared to death. Look at verse 3. It says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit. See, these people are totally scared, man. Look at back to verse 2. It says, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. What was the chariots, the UFO'S called in Habakkuk 3 and 8? I mean 3 and 8. They was called the chariots of salvation. See, they are amazed at the strangeness of these chariots. What they so strange? They not like uh our machines that we made. They can fly like our machines, but they go faster and they can go through all the physical objects of this world. How is that possible? We can't explain it. We can't understand it. Let's get that real quick. I'll end it on that. And when you can't understand something, especially these Edomite red dragons, they get mad and angry. It says, verse 10, many shall be purified and made white and tried, and the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. But the wise shall understand. See, they don't understand. How is this possible? Why is this happening? They have no explanation for it. They can't give a wise explanation. The best answer they can tell you that we don't understand what it is. We don't know what it is. We don't understand what it is. Through their own admission. And that's what Psalm 64. Where is it? Bam. I think verse 7. It says, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. Verse 8. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. See, they done told on themselves. We don't understand what's going on, so we the wicked. But the army that stood up and said that they got the Spirit of God, they say they understand. They say they can come out with the truth and say, these are the angels of the Lord. These are the chariots of salvation. These are the vehicles of the Israelites, because Jacob was given a blessing of the man between man and God. When he wrestled with that angel, he had power with man and God, meaning he gonna be connected to both. He gonna have as Matthew was it 6 and 9, as the rulership in heaven is gonna be here on earth. It's gonna be combined, and the Israelites is gonna be the rulers that used to be stuck in these bodies, these sinful bodies, these corruptible bodies. But we gonna have uncorruptible bodies, just like the angels. But we still gonna be on the earth, and we gonna be operating heaven. That's the blessing. But see, these people are scared to death, man. Now it talks about another one. Let's see. I know the word. I'm thinking this if I spelled it right. Oh man. There it is, Jeremiah 30 and 6. It say, ask ye now and see whether a man do travail with child. That's what it said. The Edomites was going to be the mighty men was gonna act like they a woman in travail. Said, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. See, that's how these Edomites, that's why they the pale horse. Because them the ones that's gonna, the only so-called white people can get pale. And this is what's gonna happen. They when that day happen, that when Jacob troubles go down, and it's only gonna go down because they getting great, they gonna go have great wrath and try to attack Jacob. But they doing this out of the fear of what's coming onto the earth, seeing that these UFOs is the Lord spreading his wings over Basra, mainly over America. 70 to 80% of the UFOs is being seen in America. And it's proven that this is where the children of Israel is, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, and the prophets. This is where they at, and this is where Esau is going to target Jacob, and the UFOs is coming to cause all the plagues that's happening to this place. And these Edomites know that their time is up. So I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kadash. The abundance to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.